All right, this is a totally different story here. For most people, it seemed like the four young Israeli women that you're about to see had just come home from a fun girls' weekend in Europe. But when they made their way through Israel's Ben Gurion airport, authorities discovered something totally different. 24-year-old Arbel Mizrahi, Idan Sauber, Orel Ben Naim, and 22-year-old Li Poni were caught as they were attempting to smuggle millions of shekels worth of drugs into Israel. Prosecutors have now filed charges against the four for trying to bring 15 kilograms of cocaine and ketamine into the country from Berlin and Budapest on multiple different occasions over the course of the last year by concealing these drugs in shampoo bottles, in skincare products, and even in a Sony PlayStation console. The women claimed that they were unaware that they had drugs in their possession, but prosecutors alleged the smuggling operation was coordinated at the behest of a drug lord inside Israel in exchange for thousands of dollars worth of payment. Well, joining us now is criminologist Avi Zelba. He's a former chief superintendent of the Israeli police who says that this story is apparently one of many as more and more young people are tempted to become drug mules. So first of all, Avi, how common is this case that we're seeing?
This is a very good question. Unfortunately, I don't have any answer for you because, we can count only these people who caught by the police. But unfortunately, I think we are talking about, I may say, hundreds of Israelis who are trying to smuggle drugs to Israel, unfortunately.
Right. Now, are we seeing an uptick in young Israelis who are willing to become I guess you would call them drug mules for money? And if so, why are we seeing this uptick?
Well, we're talking about they think it's really good money, cheap money. You get thousands of dollars just to smuggle something by the suitcase. They cannot understand the risk of getting caught by the Israeli police, because when they get caught, they are going to stay in jail for a very long time. It can be maximum 20 years in jail, and in Israel we take it very, very seriously.
Right, and of course these women, we found out, according to prosecutors, that they were being paid thousands of dollars to transport these drugs, so they were making quite a lot of money.
Just for example, I don't know exactly the price, but I heard that a kilo of cocaine cost in Peru, let's say $40,000. In Israel, it will cost $300,000. So we are talking about much money.
Right.
And this mode that brings the drugs, they're getting really small money compared to the big thing.
How does Israel's drug industry compare or differ from the rest of the world? I mean, how do the prices compare? Like you were saying, they're obviously starkly higher than the prices that you're seeing in Europe or in South America, for example.
It's not very easy to smuggle, let's say, drugs from Egypt or from Syria, for sure, from Lebanon to Israel. But if you go in Europe, if you go to the United States or to Canada or to Mexico, it's very easy to go all around and just smuggle drugs. So basically, I think drugs in Israel are more expensive than in other countries.
How is the government tackling this issue, knowing that the majority of these drugs are coming via airplane from abroad?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to tell you a secret, but it's already published. There is kind of three circles that we can talk about them. The first circle is that if somebody, tells the police competition between a drug dealer, whatever it is, we got a lot of inside information during the organized crime. The other one, Israeli using AI, artificial intelligence, and it's appeared to be really good. Well, there is a small thing about privacy, but I don't want to talk about it. But AI is supposed to be a very good solution. And there is also the third circle. It's talking about cameras. As you know, in the airports, we have a lot of cameras for security, but we use it also to see some kind of, strange behavior according to the body language. Right. Let me explain something that's really very hard to people to understand it. Every organized crime have a special department to find the right people to deliver the drugs from one place to another place. All of them must have most of them, I think every one of them, are not going to have a very good service in the army, especially even if it's a special unit. Doesn't have any criminal record. Can be very I don't know, Haredim, very religious people, and also old women. So you see, now that you're surprised 4 women got caught, it means that really they really success with it, because otherwise you wouldn't be very surprised about it. If we're talking about business, it's a very good business. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but to smuggle drugs to Israel, it's a very, very good business.